Hello everyone. So it's like 3 something in the morning. I was asleep. Alright, so let me go back. So I did a video yesterday talking about the stuff with the kid's dad and stuff like that. And I know it might be a little confusing when it came to Ye part. So this is the thing. And I found out more stuff about what has happened to me. And I'm going to try my best to not get upset or super emotional in this process. Alright, what I was trying to explain to Ye yesterday was this. The godly side of him is he's a twin, right? So whatever happened to me from a kid all the way up to my age happened to him as a kid all the way up to his age. Whatever I went through, he went through the same thing. And what has happened is this. He was in my life, I was in his life. So, meaning spiritually, he was the person, like when it came to like the kids' dads and stuff like that, they would channel him in my life. And they would channel me into his life. So when he was out and the people he was having sex with, they would channel me in. Okay, so it would be me having sex with these people spiritually. I didn't know that. It was me having sex with them spiritually. In my life, there was so many times, like with the kid's dad, like with the oldest, there were times when it's like, I'm going to say like this. I wasn't even attracted to him. It was weird. It was so freaking weird. It was like, he was alright and everything, but it was like, he went into the military. We was together, and he ended up decided to go into the military. And when he was in basic training and stuff, it was something weird going on. Like I knew that he was out there in the streets as himself as reality form in the streets, and I kept feeling it. So I was like, hey, go live your life. If that's what you want to do, go live your life. And I can go my own way. And it was just weird. My brain is onto a moment right now. So I truly believe that I had got pregnant by him before he went into the military. But this specific day that I can see, this specific day, I'm in the house minding my business. And my mom says something, and my uncle, the one that passed away, he had a vendetta against me. He hated me. I never did anything to him, but he hated my guts. He loved my brother, but he hated me. And what happened was, out of nowhere, he caught an attitude. I'm in the house, and he caught an attitude with me. But he said something to my mom, and I think he said something to my mom. I forgot at the time. And I didn't know, he just jumped down my case. And I'm in the house. I can see everything. I'm in the house, and I'm looking outside the window in the backyard. And he outside, and he's yelling at me and stuff, all of this stuff. And he trying to come in the house to fight me. At this time, I was 18, because I graduated high school when I was 17. I was 18, because I had to move back home at the time because I was living in Greenville, and I will come back to that point. I was living in Greenville, but I couldn't afford a place I was in, so I had to come back home. And my uncle was trying to fight me to the point that he had to close the door because he was ready to fight me. And later on that day, I felt weird. And I feel like I had a miscarriage. I did. My spirit, like my energy is telling me everything that, like, I'm seeing things and understanding things now. And it was something significant about that. But let's go back. So remember I told y'all that I was supposed to be in a work program? After I got schooled, the dude that I used to work for as a carpentry, that he said he was like my godfather, telling people he was my godfather. And I told y'all that he made me feel uncomfortable. The house that I'm in, I'm finding out the place that he had for me, they had me as a sex trafficker in reality form. Yes, didn't know. That's why he wanted to pay for the house. And I'm going to explain. So, when I moved to Greenville, I moved with a cousin. But what's so funny is the military keeps following me for me to be in a town that the military is nowhere near. Okay? So, the cousin, her dad is a pastor and was prior military for 20-some years. And they popped up in our town out of nowhere. And she ended up like, nobody in the school wanted to talk to me. Nobody. People didn't even like being around me. But per the school, she was the person that was considered as the popular chick. Like she became part of the popular group. But for some reason, she attached to me. And we was like two peas in a pie. And it was weird. It was it was something about it. Oh my God. Yep, I know. I can hear her. Yep, I'm telling on it. So it was weird. I thought we was close. Okay, everywhere you go, like we was tight like that. And it's like she'll come, hey, you want to go hang out and this and that. Went on before we moved, before we graduated. But what's so crazy is we get to Greenville, and there was two other classmates. So the other two classmates moved into one apartment, and then I moved in this apartment with her. But the guy that supposed to be called like my godfather, he volunteered to be called my godfather. I never put that title. He did. The agreement was I would pay for the apartment while you in school. So I'm trying to go to school, right? But then I kept having issues. Why is it that every time I get up to go to school, go to college, I'm falling asleep in class? But it was crazy because the counselor that I had gave me the hardest courses you can think of, like all these math classes. I told you how I feel about math. It gave me the hardest, like they set me up for failure when I got in there. They knew that I didn't know you can switch out classes. I didn't know all of that. So even my college counselor was involved in all of this. It's crazy. Everything coming to me. I got a bunch of things I wrote down. So they made it hard for me for the most part. But I kept noticing I kept falling asleep in the classes because they had spells on me. That's when they were sex trafficking me in the class. The classmates was a part of it. They was a part of it. The spirit, the elites was in their bodies, and I'm in the class, and they over there having sexual dreams, raping me while I'm in class. I kept wondering why I keep falling asleep every single time I go to these classes. Every single time I go to classes, I fall asleep. I'm trying my hardest to do my schoolwork, but I kept falling asleep. Kept falling asleep. But I get up every time and go. Then I met this guy. It was two guys. I told you before, it was always two guys. One would be shy, and then one would be a little communicating. But again, this dude was in the military. He was into, what is it? Y'all know how like you go into, it's like coding. He was into coding and stuff. And this is the kicker. The shy one was Ye. But I didn't know it. The shy one was Ye. And whenever he comes around, like, this is the thing. Ye been in my life longer than I even knew. When these people come in groups and stuff, he's always the one. It's like he always was giving me hints, but I couldn't catch it. And then, so, I'm going to come back to that. So, the sex trafficking part, it was weird. There would be like the group of girls that I went to school with, right? You know, we'll go out. It wasn't even a club thing. We'll go out. But every single time I turn around, they find a group of guys and bring them back to our house. They'll get it. And I'm always looking at them like, why y'all keep doing this? Like, y'all don't know these guys, y'all don't know these people, and you bringing them to the house. Why you keep bringing them to the house? And I'm by myself. I don't have anybody I could talk to. Me and my mom really wasn't talking. Like, they ain't like I could tell her, because she was on some demon time stuff. And so I didn't have anyone that I can trust. I didn't have anyone I could trust. So the only person I could trust was my cousin. And communicating with these other two girls. But every time I turn around, these people come over to the house. But when they come over, I'm the one getting picked on. My cousin, she literally, there was a time I told y'all, she had ice. Because she had this thing about eating ice. That's all she loved to do, eating ice. She literally would take ice and throw it at me, and they would be laughing. Like, people always came around to watch me. I was the one to target, because these elites was in their bodies. They was all working together. They was paid actors. All of them was paid. These people, classmates, paid actors. Where these people was possessing them, and they was attacking me in real time. Real time. Reason why I got kicked out. Reason why I couldn't stay in the apartment is because I wasn't having sex with the dude that was paying for it. He thought that he would have got a bid off of it, and I wouldn't do it. It's crazy. So reality for, and this is a thing, it ain't the fact that, oh, these folks can say, oh, these people possess us. We didn't know. They knew. They knew. They knew. They knew. But when the sex trafficking part, every time I turn around, how are all these military people coming into town, and it's not a military town? Why all these military people keep coming to me? But it was crazy, because it was like, I wasn't out there like that. Let me put that out. I wasn't out there like that. Like, if I communicate with somebody, I communicate for the most part. There was one or two times that something happened that I'm like, why the heck I'm doing this stuff? Because they had spells on me. They had spells on me. Because it was weird. A couple times people would tell me, yo, you're like a sex demon. And I said, what the heck is that? And it was like, because what's so crazy is, I told you about my energy. My energy is crazy. And I didn't understand it. But what happened is, anytime if I have an encounter with someone, I get charged up afterward. I don't fall asleep. I'm wide awake. Like I am charged up. But the person will be knocked out. And I didn't understand none of that. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know, these people was attached to me. I didn't know. And it was like, it wasn't one of those things where, oh, I'm just bouncing around, keep going back to these people. No, if I did something, it was a one and done. But at the time, I thought I didn't understand what was going on. But I was like, why these people attaching to me? It's because these elites getting paid to come in to mess with me. But they had a spell on me to make me think that I was okay with it, when I knew in my spirit something was off. There was so many times people would come around me, and I'm like, why these people come around me? Why am I doing these things? What the hell is going on? Why is this stuff? There was a time where somebody had put a box of condoms outside of my door, and I'm sitting here, what the heck is going on? Why do these military people keep coming to me? Why do things keep happening to me? I didn't understand it. My mother was a part of this. These people, my family was a part of it. Damn. When everything's making sense, I wanted to go to school. I wanted to make something of myself. I tried. Lord knows I tried. But something kept happening. But this is the thing. Where you come into play. Every single time there was a group of people there was always one person. Like, now when the groups of people come around, it wasn't like I'm messing around with them, not that I know of. Now they could have done something to me and I didn't know it, and a part of me is telling me there may have been times where they have probably all came together and I didn't know it because they had something on me. And I was going through a lot, y'all. It was so crazy. Like, I thought, like, you know how when they said like a ringworm, one of worms in your stomach, I was eating like crazy and could not gain weight. It was like I was eating. And every single time when I get depressed, I would eat a pizza. We know what the pizza stand for them. It was like, why is every single time I get these, like, I'm eating like crazy. You wanna know why I was eating like crazy? Because they was freaking having freak-offs with my spirit. And they was stealing my energy. And I had to build my energy back up because I was keep going to sleep. So when I be at work and I'm minding my business and stuff, and people used to ask me, why you eating so much? Why you eating so? I'm like, I don't know. It's like I could not stop eating, but I wouldn't gain no weight. And I'm like, I don't know. Because on their side, they was having freak-offs with me through the spiritual. So even though I'm at work and minding my business, I ain't doing nothing, just going to work, they was having freak-offs. And because my energy, they had to keep my energy levels up. So I kept eating non-stop. Like, it was crazy. And that's how they kept my energy levels up. They had me eat on this end so my spirit can stay active on the other end. Didn't know that. Everything's coming to me. So that happened when I went through a phase where I started losing weight out of nowhere. When I said in the video that somebody said I looked like a crackhead, I had lost so much weight out of nowhere, it didn't make sense because they did something to me. And when I moved back home with my mother, it was all like they had a brain. It was like they kept, every time when I go through something, they'll take me back to, I'll end up back with her. So, there was a time before I moved back, there was this time, like, the girl that I was friends with, now I got a new friend. It's like I lose one and I gain another. And me and this girl was tight, real close. When I was going through issues, when I couldn't afford like my light bills and stuff, she was going to college at the university. So a lot of times she let me go stay with her at the university. So that I wouldn't be by myself. And so it was weird. She got sick out of nowhere, right? And I'm that good friend. I take her to the hospital. But what's so crazy is she had got sick out of nowhere. But then, lo and behold, I got sick. And see, I always get misdiagnosed with stuff. I've learned that anytime I would go to a doctor, I would tell them what's going on, and they'll put some falsified information on my record. Always. But they try to get me then. They try to say I had something when I knew in my spirit I did not have it. So you telling me when I was at the college with her, y'all was screwing with me. They was screwing with me then. Ain't that by the blimp. So what has happened is I'm finding out they had spells on me to the point that I don't, like, they had people doing stuff with me that I didn't even know about. It's crazy. Alright, let me keep on going. This same girl, one day, because she used to work at Walmart. That's crazy. One day, she, like, my power was cut off at my place. So I was like, man, I just don't want to be by myself. I just want to go somewhere. So since she worked at Walmart, I was like, look, it's all right if I go and just chill. Like, no. She was like, come with me to work. That's what she said. Come with me to work. I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, come with me to work. It's Walmart. You cool. But come with me to work and you can just walk around or whatever until I get off. So you ain't by yourself. I said, you sure? She's like, yeah. But this is the kicker. So I go with her to work, I sit there for a while, and for some reason I went to this store called City Trends. I went to the Chinese place, got me something to eat. I see everything. It's crazy how certain moments I kept in my memory bank on purpose, because I was confused and I was curious about some stuff. And I went to City Trends. When I walked out, there was a limo in front of the door. Yeah, a limo in front of the door with 2 men and this lady. And the lady came up to me out of nowhere. Was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "Fine." She was like, "Oh, okay." She said something, and she was like, "What you doing?" I said, I'm just minding my business," something like that. And she's like, "You should come with us. You should come with us." She was like, "There's some parties, some stuff. We about to go. We about to go to New York." Yeah. She said, "We're about to go to New York. Don't you want to go to New York with us?" I said, "No, thank you." She's like, "You don't want to come with us?" I was like, "Nah, I'm good." And I walked off. It was a sex trafficking worker. They was trying to kidnap my behind. But I had to be willing participant. They was trying to kidnap me. It was a setup. It was set up. She was a sex trafficker. She was a prostitute. It was set up. The girl was paid for me to go there so they could try to take me. It's crazy. So, let me go back. I know I'm bouncing around, but I'm a spirit to go the way it want to go. This is when it comes to yang. Anytime when there was like groups and these people would joke on me and do something, he was the only, like, how I know it was him, because there's always this one person that pulled, like, somehow when I walk off, there's someone that walks by me, come to check on me. It was always someone that would come and check on me and be like, "Yo, this is messed up. Like, they shouldn't be treating you like this. You shouldn't be going through this. Like, these ain't your friends." They, like, keep trying to talk to me and be like, "Man, like, this messed up. Like, why?" Like, he literally would say, he's about to cry. He'll literally say, like, "Yo, you a good person. Like, they shouldn't be doing that to you." He's crying right now. They shouldn't do this to you. They shouldn't keep messing with you. And it's like, but what's so crazy when the vibe I felt with this person, it's like, in my spirit, I was like, "Why are you hanging with them then? You telling me to don't be around these people, but why are you hanging with them?" Because we was both trapped. We was both trapped. And both of us didn't know it. Like, he knew something was about me, but he didn't know. It was like it's like he just didn't know. And it's like I always felt these vibes, but it's like whoever that person is, there was nothing ever going on. So, but it was always one out of nowhere that would come to me and like be like, "Yo, you don't need to be around these people." So, I tell you, every place I ever had, there was hidden cameras wherever I went. That's how they got videotapes and stuff and things, whatever. So we're gonna fast forward. So I wrote a couple things down. This is crazy. So I had to drop out of college because my GPA went horribly wrong. I dropped out of college. I moved back with my mother, and then the kid's dad, the oldest two, we was talking, and he ended up, I told him how I felt, and I tried to break it off with him. That's what happened. Now I'm back to the whole thing with the uncle thing. So I tried to break it off when I told him, I was like, "Nah, go out here and do your own thing," or whatever. I felt like something was going on. And out of nowhere, he's like, "Let's get married." And I was like, "Excuse me." And he did say something to me. He was like, "Do you know when people get married, they get more money when they get married?" I was like, "Okay, cool." I said, but I ain't trying to do that for that reason. I said, that it ain't, You know, it ain't that serious to me. Because he so-called wanted me to go in the military, but it was all a setup. But the thing about it is, he was like, yeah, you can get extra if y'all come in married. They was trying to find a way to get me into the military environment. Not the actual military, but the military environment. I feel like somebody listening to me. It's cool, because I ain't about to stress. I'm going to keep talking. They can't do nothing anyway. But yeah, so I told him, I said, no, I don't want to do that. He was like, no, I do really want to be with you. I said, okay, are you sure? Yeah. I said, you can go do your own thing. Go out there, do your own thing. If after you do whatever you want to do, if you want to come back, and, you know, if I ain't with anybody, it's crazy. If I ain't with anybody, then we go from there. He was like, no, I want to get married. But this is the kicker. So we go through the process. We get married at the Justice of Peace. But what's so weird is my mom kept saying, you shouldn't be with him. You shouldn't be with him. And, you know, as a mother, you're thinking, okay, I get it. But what's so crazy is before that happened, I was working at the warehouse company. And at the warehouse company, the dude that I worked with was like, something about his eyes. And like, well, what is it? But that was Ye trying to warn me. He was like, it's something about his eyes. Be careful with him. But I ain't think about it, because at the same time, I was like, well, you know, it is what it is. I have some type of feelings for him. I'm going to go. But this is the kicker. When I worked at the warehouser company, I was working at the front gate. So I was the one to let everybody in and everybody out. But it was weird, because people, like, these are people that 18-wheelers, truck drivers. These people literally would come to my thing, because I always smiled all the time. And the people that come in, they be like, oh, you got a beautiful smile. It could be 12 o'clock at night, and you always smiling, instead of like the rest of them, they don't smile. And what was so crazy was the truck drivers would be like, you're the one they keep talking about. You're the one keep talking about. Yeah. But they try to flip it. Oh, it's about your smile. But every time I turn around, people kept from other states would be, you're the one they talking about. You're the one they're talking about. What the heck that mean? It's crazy. They've been telling these people to come to me. Now, I didn't do nothing for any one of these people or anything like that. No. But it was like something saying those people that said it was the people that was part of the sex trafficking thing, where those truck drivers were the people that was part of this ring kidnapping people. That's what it was. They was kidnappers. They was the transporters of the people across the country. It's crazy. It's crazy. So anyway, I end up getting married to this man. We go to Kansas. Out of all the places in the world, Kansas. What we know about Kansas, Dorothy, the Wizard of Oz. So, go to Kansas. And it was weird. He had orientation. Right? Orientation, where he supposed to get all the information about his stay and all of that. He asked me to come with him. I was like, cool, I'll come. Well, I'm the only wife there. But the way they was presenting information to me, as if I was in the military too. And I always held on to that moment. I was like, why in the world? They talking to me like if I'm in the military. The military had me on their base. I was living on the military base in Kansas. I had my son at that military base. They've been tracking us the whole time, blood work and all. Blood work and all. When I went to Virginia, I was living on a military base, tracking me the whole goddamn time. It's crazy. Alright, let's get to one of the other moments. So, after I divorced him, I told y'all about how I was working with this company that was selling insurance. I went to Vegas, right? Found out that was a setup. They wanted me to go to Vegas. But it was crazy because one of the girls that was with us, she kept asking me, it was at nighttime, she was like, come with me. Because technically, we're selling insurance. You don't supposed to gamble. That was really the thing it was. But it was late at night. And she was like, come with me so we can go to the slots. And I was like, I'm cool. Because something in my head was like, folks get kidnapped. It's late. I don't know nobody like that. I ain't about to go walk out here willy-nilly and somebody come roll up on me. That was my warning. She was trying to get me out of place so I could get kidnapped. Second time getting kidnapped, trying to get me to get kidnapped. Ain't that something? All my life I had to fight. That didn't work. Probably like a year or so later, I meet a guy. Now I'm not in a relationship with anybody, but I'm at my job. I work at the jewelry store. I'm at my job. And lo and behold, now I'm in a place where it's military, but lo and behold, some guy comes up to me. And we communicated. And we talking and stuff. And we just became real good friends. Okay? I got to know him for the most part, I thought. But he was in special forces. Special forces. Like the hidden special forces. When I say the hidden, not the special forces where like he he ain't supposed to tell me. So this was Ye coming to me and letting me know what was going on. This was Ye, okay? Ye was trying to tell me what was going on. So this is what was up. Dude came and we became real close friends. It was nothing sexual or nothing like that at the time. Real close friends. But he was like, I'm in a special force group. It was something about Paris. But I didn't know what he was talking about. He said something about Paris. But I didn't know that he had a wife. I'm going to call out. I didn't know at the time he had a wife. And a child. I didn't know it. However, we ended up got close. And, things happen. One time. And then it was one more time. And I know you're like, yeah, I'm giving details. Okay, just let you know. Everything I'm saying is going to the Diddy court case. They using my videos for the Diddy court case. Just let you know. That's what it is. They using my videos. Alright? So, Ye had came to me and tried to tell me stuff. But this is what happened. I had, what was it? How'd it go? There was a time he came to my house. Okay? He used to call, check to see how I was doing. I didn't know it was Ye at the time. Okay? And he came to the house and stuff. Now I know when you think about his kids, everything is in this different time zones. Okay? So at that moment when it was happening, the whole Kim thing was nowhere near in sight. Okay, let me throw that out there. That was nowhere near in sight. But it was giving me a heads up for what was to come. And I didn't know it. Alright? But yeah. this happened back in 2000. That was 15. Probably like 9. I think 8 or 9, 9. Between 2009 and 2010, this happened, if not mistaken. Okay. So Kim wasn't in the situation, so I need y'all to know that part. But this was a kicker. The dude was like, I'm about to go to Afghanistan. And he was joking. He was like, I'm about to go to Afghanistan. I don't know if I'm going to come back. I was like, don't think like that. And so, somehow, I don't know how we made it into the room. But right before, and yes, I didn't use protection. I'm going to tell you what it is. But it was like a set. It wasn't a setup, but it felt weird. It was weird vibes. But this is what happened. Now, in this thing, I was a willing participant in this because I got to know him. We knew each other for a couple months. If we was talking off and on for a couple months before I first ever did anything with him. So, and yes, always wear protection. Always wear protection. Or have protection, however you say. But this is the kicker. Before the moment happened, it's like telepathically, I heard him say, I'm going to get her pregnant. And it was weird. I heard that out of nowhere. I was like, did I hear him say, I'm going to get her pregnant? And I was like, I looked at him. Lo and behold, I got pregnant. But I didn't know it at the time. So all I know is after that moment, he went out. The guy in reality form went overseas, because that's when it was like a war, something was going on. And that happened. And out of nowhere, I found I was pregnant. Now, when I told y'all about the abortion thing, I don't believe in that stuff, right? Right. Why end up doing it? Because they wanted, the elites, they found out that Ye did that, because this is what happened. They was trying to kill him. And he was hoping that before he died, that he would have a child with me. Okay? That's what's going on. And he felt that they was about to kill him. That's why I said special ops. See, he been trying to get out of the military the whole time. And I'm going to prove it with the Nate's person. So, he been trying to give me hints that he was trying to get out of his military, which is these elites. He been trying to find a way to get out. So, probably about a year later, I'm working at, because I worked at the jewelry store for 3 years. So yeah, a year later, I'm at the jewelry store, and lo and behold, a ship of guys come in from overseas. They've been overseas for a year. And I'm at work, and it's late. And 2 guys come into the store. I'm scratching my leg, by the way. 2 guys come into the store. And what was so weird, the 2 guys came in, they was like, yeah, we about to go to Virginia Beach. And we gonna go hang out and stuff. I said, okay, cool. And I was like, cool, that's what's up. Y'all have a good time. And it was like, you need to come with us, 2 guys. You need to come with us. I was like, huh? Yeah, you should hang out with us. And at the time, my kids, coincidentally, the kids was gone at that time. They was with their dad at the time. So I was like, well, ain't nothing to do. So being spontaneous. For some reason in my spirit, I felt at peace with the decision I made. So after work, I went ahead with them. We went to Virginia Beach. So we go to this club called The Cave. Really? Cave? Jesus? Cave? Ain't that something? Go to The Cave. But out of the 2 guys, one of them was attached to me. And guess what? Where this guy is from? Chicago. It's crazy. He was from Chicago. And what was so crazy was, sweet person. Like, we went to this club, and he could have went and danced with whoever. He could have done whatever. He was with me the whole time, watching me the whole time, making sure I was good the whole time. We went to one club, and then the guy was like, hey, let's go to this other club. We went to this other club, and it was like, the vibe was off. It was like, I don't know, it was just too many people for me. And out of nowhere, he was like, hey, you want to just walk to the beach? I was like, sure. And it was weird. Now, nothing ever sexual. Nothing. Well, he did kiss me, but I'll tell you about that. But we walked to the beach, and we sat on this chair. But it was weird, the way the vibe was. The way he was with me, you would think we was been together for years. That was the energy. It's like he showed me himself without showing me himself. And we was talking. And he was like, man, I'm tired of this military. I said, what's wrong? Because he was reality for him. This guy was like new in the military. But this guy, he was like, I'm tired of military. He's like, they keep telling me what to do. I can't do anything. Every time I turn around, they're always telling me what to do. And it's like, he's like, I got in the military, I think I can help people. That's literally what he said. He's like, I just want to help people, travel the world and help people. That's all I want to do. But they got me doing things that I don't want to do. And he was like, he's like, I feel trapped. Yes, I was listening. I remember. He's like, I feel trapped. And then out of nowhere, and we were sitting there, out of nowhere, he kissed me, but it was weird. When he kissed me, it felt like something familiar. It felt like a distant memory, if that makes sense. It's like he'll kind of pull himself out if he can to let me know about him. And this all ties together. See, the mission supposed to been, he supposed to have got me to a point where I supposed to been like out of it or something. The thing about it is, he supposed to have done something more than that with me, but it never went down like that. Anytime he came into the picture, for the most part, he whenever they like come in as a group form, he always protected me. And the reason how I know is because every single time when I saw him, it's in the eyes. What is it? Down to Earth with Nina Long. Is it Nina? No, not Nina Long. Regina King. Down to Earth. And when she talking to Chris Rock, when he had died and he was into the white man body, and she was like, why I feel like I know you. It's literally that vibe. Every time when I see his energy, I always keep giving that look like, why I feel like I know you. But anytime when it came to something, he always tried to protect me. But the thing about it is, after that situation, the guy got out of the military. So I feel like somewhere down the lane, that's when he got out of the situation with the Illuminati. He finally got out. When I talked to him about some stuff, he finally got out. Because he was letting me know certain things. God, keep on talking. But anyway, after that day, we was, after that night, gentleman took me back home. Didn't try to do no dumb mess. The most he did, gave me a hug, and that was it. And I drove back. I got in my vehicle and went back home. Was no problems. After that, he would communicate with me. He'll check on me, and I'll check on him. That was it. He'll come to my job just to see how I'm doing. And he was a hothead, which was so crazy. His personality was just like Antoine Fisher. Antoine Fisher. That's exactly how the boy was. Antoine Fisher in reality form. And you know what happened to Antoine Fisher, right? Same thing happened to Ye. In a certain sense. But yeah, but he ended up got out of the military, and we didn't communicate anymore. So let's go down the lane even more. So my last year at that job, there was I was working, and some guy come walking by, and the lady that I worked with, she was like, "Hey, that guy look good." I said, "Okay." She was like, "He looks good," because her husband was in the military, and he was a high rank. He was retired, but he was like a G6, G something, H something, high letter ranking. But I'll say this, for the most part, the lady was nice. I don't know if she was attached, but she helped me out. Like, she tell people business in a heartbeat. But when I needed a financial help, she actually helped me out when I needed it. So I'm gonna say this, at this present moment, I don't believe she was a bad spirit. I believe she was part of the good team that was watching me. I truly believe that she was part of the good team, because it was something about her. I just couldn't put my hands on it, but it was something about her. But anyway, now when I look at the other part of it, I don't know. I think I was being tested. Something saying you're being tested. She knew that was about to set you up, so she was trying to help the situation so they can be able to clock it. Okay, so she knew that this situation was about to happen. For now, this is the story I'm gonna go over now. My spirit says something otherwise, I'll tell you otherwise. But there was this guy that was walking by, and she was like, "Oh, he's cute," but then out of nowhere, she was like, "You should go hang out." Okay. Somebody possessed her. That's okay. Someone possessed her to try to get the guy to come to me. Because I'm not going to no man. Ever. You want to talk to me, you come to me. That's how I go. I don't play that. Nah, if you're a man, you're going to be a man. I don't run after nobody. But anyway, the guy ended up comes to the store. And he started talking to me. And out of nowhere, she was saying, "Well, maybe y'all should, talk or whatever." I said, it wasn't that serious for me. So the dude ended up was like, he was like, "I'm in the military," and he was like, he speaks French. Ain't this bottom? He's like, he speaks French. He's in the military and something like that. And she was like, "Y'all should go on a date." And he was like, "Yeah, I would like to take her out." My spirit, something was like, "I'm not sure about this." But then something was like, "Do it." I was like, "Okay." So she was like, "He looked like a good person or whatever." I was like, "I don't know." You know how you get those feelings that I don't know. She was like, "Nah, go out with him." I said, "Okay, we'll see." But this was different. So I told him, meet me at a location. It was weird how my brain works in ways. It's like one of the things it's like I could feel when the setup is, but I'm not sure. But my spirit say go along with certain things. So I trust myself at all costs, okay? When my spirit say do something, I trust it. So something was like, park at this shopping center. Okay, I park at the shopping center. And I'm sitting there. Because something was like, don't let them see where you live at. I was like, okay. But park at this thing. I do that. 30 minutes later, this dude pop up. I don't even know why I even waited that long. But something was like, stay. Just stay. I was like, what? Something was like, stay. I said, in my spirit, I'm holding a conversation in my spirit. But now I know that was Ye talking to me. Hold on. Is that right? Okay. He was letting me know what was going on. So I stayed. 30 minutes later, dude come. He picks me up. And he takes me to this restaurant, this Japanese restaurant. And we sitting there. One thing about me is this. Whenever I go on dates, I don't do the talking. I let the guy do the talking. And I always did that. I let him do majority of the talking, and I do majority of the listening. Don't know why, but I know why now. Because people that like to talk like to tell on themselves. Cockiness. See, that's my way to see how cocky you are. I know I have some weird ways of how I scan people. This is how I know if a person's telling the truth or lying. So I'm listening to him. He told me he had a business call or something. That's why he was late. And we at the restaurant. He's just talking, and he's talking and talking. And I was like, okay. After we eat, we leave. And he's like, this is the story when I told you he's taking me back to this place. He take me on a military base, the back way, on a military base to a place, to a house. But he didn't even turn the lights on. The only light on was in the room. Something in my spirit said, this Negro is a killer. Yes, he's supposed to have killed me. Yep. He had a false identity. And I felt that in my spirit. Because when I told y'all about this, the video a long time ago, where, you know, when Ashley Banks off of what is it called? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and the episode when the bully comes in and Will say, you know, twitch. I did it. I had to act crazy. I was like over there twitching because I wanted to go, because I felt something in my spirit is saying he is not who he say he is. So he started saying stuff to me, and he was like, yeah, I could have talked to this other person and this. I said, oh, so you've been talking to these other people, so you was talking to them because they was gullible. Or something like that I said. And he was like, he was talking to me, and all I know is, I said, how you don't know I'm crazy? I went in a different mode. My brain went different. I was like, how you don't know I'm crazy? How you don't know if I was who I am? It's like if I channeled his spirit and not realize I channeled spirit. It's like the energy that he was trying to put on me, I gave it back to him. And I was like, how you don't know if I'm crazy? You don't know what I was like, you don't know what I'm capable of. All I know after I said that, he was like, well, I'm about to take you back. He was like, I'm about to take you back. He was an assassin. He was supposed to kill me. That didn't go as planned. Oh, God. And how I found out that what I said was true is because the strange thing about Facebook is this. When you have a phone number in your phone and it is attached to your Facebook account, it tells you the people Facebook account information it attached to it. So whenever you go into your Facebook, back in the day, I don't know if they changed it now, but back in the day when you go on Facebook, all your contacts will pop up as friend requests. That's when I found out he had a whole different identity. Yeah. Ain't that something? So, when I told you they've been trying to kill me. They've been trying to kill me. What else? You know, I don't even feel like keep going like that. It's so many. Oh, I have to talk about this one. What was the name of that place we went to? I'm about to skip some pages. What was the name? Oh, okay. So, kid's dad, the youngest one, his dad. So, randomly, I'm married, my second time being married. I'm jumping. I don't feel like keep going down the lane because there's a lot more times where I know now that they either was trying to traffic me out or they was trying to kill me out. Okay? There was a bunch of different times. But we're gonna fast forward because that stuff was more than enough to put him underneath the jail. And again, when it comes to Ye, he was not a participant. He wasn't someone willing to participate in these things. He was trying to get out but he was trying to tell me to get out at the same time. But let's fast forward. I'm married for the second time. And and this dude was like, I'm going to take for our anniversary. We're going to go to this Airbnb. And I was like, cool. But something in my spirit kept feeling like, I don't know. Like, what are people watching? You understand? That would cross my head. Something I keep hearing, watch. So he got this Airbnb off of this island where you had to literally get on a ferry to go to the other part of the island. I forget the name of it, but it was like off in the cut. Like I don't even know how he found it, but I know how he found it. It was a setup. The house we went into was nice, cool and all, but why did I feel like I was being watched the whole time? The whole entire time inside his house, I felt like I was being watched. Because they had cameras in there. Even when I was outside, we sat outside. So the back door was a glass door where you can literally see, but it was the woods. But it felt like people was it was dark. It was late at night. And out of nowhere, he had, I'm going to call it, it was like, I don't know, I'm going to always be honest. He had weed out of nowhere, which was weird. Okay? It was weird. Alright? And so, don't get me wrong, I participated. I'm not going to lie. Ain't no need, you can't do nothing about that part now. It is what it is. I participated. But when I was sitting outside looking at the woods, why I felt like I'm being watched? Why I feel like I'm being watched? In the room, why I feel like I'm being watched? Because they had cameras. It was cameras and they was astral projecting around watching us the whole time. It's crazy. He was a part of it. Oh, just to let you know, he's a part of, he does magic stuff or whatever. That's how I found about spells, through him. Yeah, I found out about spells through him. I didn't know what they was. And when I found out, I don't do spells. I don't. But I found out he was doing SIGs. I kept noticing, like, later on, he would do these little SIGs things, and I did research on it. And he'll draw these little designs, and then he'll set it on fire. This nigga was putting spells on me in front of my face, trying to trap me. This dude used to say, well, whenever we have a moment, let's try to do it, have climax at the same time. He was trying to do a spell bond to me. It's crazy. He had people watching me. He had hidden cameras. Everybody. So, I've been getting tricked out in the spiritual world and the reality world my entire life. Didn't even know it. Was questioning every single thing I was doing. Like, why is these things? And just to let you know, any guy that if I end up had something with, they stalked me. In real time, stalked me. Like, stalked me wherever I go where, they pop up. They was driving, coming out of nowhere, stalking me, driving hours to come see me, stalk me. It was that serious. But anyway, I've been through a lot, y'all. I've been through a lot. In the song I'm attached to this, I Wonder, that he created, I'm attached. That song is about me. That's how I found out. So, I attached a video. In the video, you'll see a man at the front of the bed. Remember I told you that one night I saw a spirit in front of the bed. It was him. Yep. He been trying to warn me. He been trying to warn me the whole time. Through songs, through certain people. Whenever he could get away from them, he'll try to warn me. And vice versa. Whenever I could, I would try to warn him. But, it's bad. It's crazy. Classmates was involved. So-called friends was involved. Managers was involved. District managers was involved. Family was involved. And these people in the military was involved. Like, they've been watching me from every angle you could think of. So, I never had privacy. I've always been naked. Was I a willing participant in this whole dynamic across the board? Hell no. I never wanted to bother anybody. I've always wanted to be married and have kids. I just wanted a family. That's all I ever wanted, was a real family. That's it. Like, she's in the bathroom listening to me. I can hear her. I've been sex trafficked ever since I was a kid in real time and didn't know it. And the sad part, I had genuinely loved every single person I've ever met. And this is what I receive from all of it. But like they say, what don't kill you will only make you stronger. On that note, y'all have a blessed day.